Mike Niehuser, founder of Beacon Rock Research, and with me is Rick Thibault, President and CEO of Antioquia Gold. That's AGD on the Toronto Venture Exchange. Rick, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Mike. Yourself?
Pretty good. Well, you've been pretty busy this year. Can you give me an update on your progress down in Colombia?
I sure can. First off, it has been a bit since you and I have talked, and so I always look forward to having a chat with you. Well, for starters, we've finished our drilling program for the year in the first week of December. We drilled just over 18,000 meters, about 3,200 meters more than we planned, but we felt the opportunity to step out from our, as you know, is in the Guayabito and Guayco area, and go out into some of the 5,000 hectares that we have around and do some other drilling. And we have done that, but we just don't have any results back there. That was the last drilling to close out the year. So we got our drilling program done. We've taken a lot of the information and started now to do a resource model, and we hope to have that finished sometime in January, and then we'll decide from there how to proceed into what we call a preliminary economic assessment. But overall, there were some really good highlights during the year, Mike.
Well, it seems like what you have is a handful of advanced targets where you have, I think, hit gold in just about every hole you put down, and a lot of this mineralization is in discrete veins, high grade, and you just keep finding them.
Yeah, I won't say 100%. It's about 95% success rate. But I'm the type of guy where we talk about a half full glass, and that 5% told us where not to go. So that's also positive. Yeah, every drill hole we get increased our base knowledge, and it's told us how to come across and drill these, to the point where a lot of our holes now are almost drilled at true thickness because we know what the plunge is and how to go. The surprising thing is, now that we're going in that way, we're finding in these seams, which are echeloned in a very steep manner, is we're finding more of these seams. I should say veins. That's my coal background there, Mike, but veins. And these veins, the more we see in an area, an example is that Guayabito last year in 2010, in that drilling, we had 3 pronounced areas. Now we're up to over 10. I think the last count was about 12. Every time we get more of these, statistically, it gives us more probability of an underground operation.
Well, I almost get a picture of a loaf of bread where you have gold coming up between each slice. And so even though, like you modestly said, you haven't got gold in every hole, but some of these holes you put in have gone through multiple veins, and I bet you can't wait to get underground.
That's correct, because underground is going to give us that grade control and get to see it. The type deposits, the grade goes in and out. Like you say, it's like between a loaf of bread, some of these, and some of these are really high. They'll all carry gold, and so some, give you the, if you want to call it, pays the real thing, and the other one is your backbone that, pays the labor and everything. The other one makes you the profits. And that's what we're excited about, is going down deeper. It's very expensive to drill those deep holes down, 400 or 500 meters, and we're down about 3, whereas we can go underground and put a ramp in, then we can get down and go down 500, 600, 700 meters very cheaply and build ounces. And so that's where we'd like to head to in 2012, is take all that stuff from 2011 that's increased our confidence level, our size and everything, and move this thing down the road to production, getting an economic assessment going.
So what is your strategic partner telling you? Because aren't they a great underground miner there in Peru?
Yes, they are. We've used their expertise, had them second some guys to us so that we can understand clearer the picture on this. Let's be honest. It's a complex. It's not a great big porphyry where you just drop hole. And these fellas have been doing it for 30 years, and the guys they send us are tremendous help to the geology team. They help us understand the significance. Sometimes when you see low grade, it's not just the low grade because it's low grade in gold. You have to look at the marker elements that come from the analysis that then tell you you're still in the system. You'll come across another. I think I used this one with you the very first time we did an interview, Mike. It was called huevos, or eggs. You hit one of these eggs, and they've really helped us that way. And they come down quite often, and we walk through the plan, and they have a strategy, if you want to call them think sessions, and it's been a tremendous value to us. I don't think there's a consultant in the world that could give us the same insight as they do with their 30 years.
So as part of your decision to go underground, you're actually contemplating putting in two different tunnels, in two different target areas.
Yeah, that's correct. And it all hinges on various things. One is the permitting process, which we've started. Some of this is new to the government entities in Colombia, in our region, and so they may take a little longer. Looking for a contractor, we're going down that route, and of course the interpretation as we modify the model and everything, exactly where and when. So the timing on it will be next year. When will has a lot of variables in play on it.
But it sounds like you're leaning toward getting underground so that you can understand the structures better, and then hopefully be able to generate some cash flow from some exploratory mining, and allow that to kind of feed the process as you move deeper. Yeah, and it'll also give us better information on metallurgy for the preliminary economic assessment and everything. And part of the variable too is the market. We all know where the market is today, and so we will just gauge it through 2012 when the right time is to do this. So you've drilled about 20,000 meters there at Guayabito and Guayco, but next year the focus is going to be on doing the work to get underground, so that by the end of next year, if you're successful at moving that direction, the company should be perceived in an entirely different way, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, because any kind of going underground, if the decision is, let's go to production, this is a very low cap scenario and a quick scenario to get to a production scenario, and the upside of everything, because the information gained will be exponential. So the upside starts, maybe you start at 25,000 ounces, but in no time you would be at a higher rate, and it's just like adding production lines in a manufacturing plant at that point. Much the same way that our partners in Peru did. They started off at a very nominal rate, around 20, 25, and then within 10 years, we're passing 150,000 ounces a year. And it was done very capital effectiveness. The opposite of that is to go and build a huge operation, such as a Pascualama or Veladero that Barrick does, which then takes 8-9 years to go to production, but costs $2 to $3 billion. This year is a whole different animal, and you go for it. And we're pretty excited that we're headed down that path.
Well, it seems you could probably say the same thing about spending a lot of money on developing a resource estimate just to please the market, when really what the market wants to see is progress. And it seems to me that your strategic partner would be a competitive advantage to, one, provide expertise with their project, the Parcoy mine in Peru, which apparently is, I think you mentioned, is very similar, and then also the potential to aid on the processing side as well.
Yeah, that's correct, because they have a full-blown lab there whereby we could process, what do you want to call it, process ore to see what kind of recoveries from a bulk tonnage point of view, and mining engineers that understand this and that. No, that's why we're pretty exciting. And so to us, maybe to give you a wrap-up sentence, our challenge is to make a transition at Cisneros from an exploration play towards a gold production or a gold producer in the shortest time possible. And, take advantage of the gold prices, take advantage of our relationship with our Peruvian partners, and that. So to us, the future's bright.
Well, it sounds like you've got a lot of assets going your way from the hard work you've put in over the last couple of years, at least, and a good partner that'll help be a gateway and a pathfinder to be able to get underground.
Yeah. At Cisneros, we believe there's another 4 or 5 of these type of things that we see at Guayabito, Guayco, just in what we've seen so far, and we've now maybe touched 20% of the property. So we've got 80% more to go.
Yeah, so we should probably keep an eye out for press releases on some of that drilling that's been completed outside of these target areas at Cisneros.
Yeah, we should see that sometime in January. I would think the labs are going to slow down here, but in the first part of January, we should see some stuff, and then we put it together, and we'll disseminate it.
Okay. Well, great, Rick. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with me. And, again, this is Mike Niehuser, founder of Beacon Rock Research, and with me is Rick Thibault, President and CEO of Antioquia Gold. That's ticker symbol AGD on the Toronto Venture Exchange. Thank you, Rick.